and we saw types of numbers. Today, we learn about another concept. Okay. Today we learn about another concept, that is HCF and LCM. Okay, HCF and LCM. Do you all know about what is HCF and what is an LCM?
HCF is lowest common multiple. HCF is highest common multiple.
Yes, that's right. Highest common factor and lowest common multiple. That's the full forms of HCF and LCM. Okay, first we will see about the HCF. Okay. Now, it's also called prime factorization. Okay, also called prime factorization. Now, yesterday we learned about factors and multiples. Okay, so now when we learned about factors and multiples, I told you all that there is a method through which we can calculate the factors of any number. Okay, for small numbers, we can do it verbally. Okay, for small numbers, we can calculate verbally the factors, but for larger numbers, what about larger numbers? For that, we have a method known as prime factorization method. Okay, now this method gives us the prime factors of numbers. Okay, so how does this method works? This is the format. Okay, we draw two lines like this. Okay, suppose I have to find out the factors of 48. Okay, I have to find out the factors of 48. Okay, so how will we find out? How will I find out? I'll write 48 inside. Okay, then see, firstly, it starts with the lowest prime number. Okay, it starts with the lowest prime number. What's the lowest prime number? 2. Yes, Abraham. Any question?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in the exercise that you had given us, there was a number which was pretty large, ma'am. And I was not able to solve it is because you said that you teach us the method afterwards.
Okay. All right. So now when I will teach you the method, okay, then you can solve it.
Ma'am.
All right. Okay. Now 2. Okay, 2 we have and 48. So in the table of 2, 48 is coming how many times? 4 is coming how many times first? 2 is up and 8 is coming 4 times. So 4. Okay. Then again an even number. So we can write 2. Okay. 24 is coming. 2 is coming 1 time. 2 ones are 2. And 4 is coming 2 times. So 2. Then again write 2 because 12 is coming in the table of 2. 2, 6 are 12. Okay, 6 is also coming. 2, 3 is a 6. Now comes 3. 3 is not coming in the table of 2. So what we will write? But it comes in the table of 3. So 3, write 3 how many times? In 1 times. Okay, so you have to do it until you have 1 at the end. Okay, we have to do it until we have 1 at the end. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Ma'am,
then,
can you just give me a minute? I'm copying it.
yes, Abraham, you can write it like this. Okay. Prime factorization. You can write all the factors like this. 48 equals to 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. Okay. This is prime factorization. Okay. So now, what's the difference between prime factorization and highest common factors? Okay, both methods are kind of similar, but little bit of a difference they have. Okay, when I say prime factorization, it means that I'm finding out the prime factors of a number. Okay, the prime factors of a number. Okay, when I say prime factorization. But when I say HCF, that is highest common factor, in that you have to, like, two numbers are given usually, okay, and you have to find out the highest factor, okay, or even one number is given, you have to find out the highest factor in that, okay, highest common factor basically. Mostly two is given, so you have to calculate the highest common factor, okay, that is common in both the numbers. For example, suppose I have two numbers, okay, suppose I have two numbers, 16 and 36. I have to calculate the HCF, okay, highest common factor. Okay, so I will write factors of 16, 1, 2, 3 is not there, 4, 8, and 16 itself. Factors of 36 will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have 6 is there, 9 is there, 12, 18, and 36.
Ma'am,
Yes.
so the main difference between prime factorization and HCF is that an LCM and HCF is done for two multiples, while prime factorization is only done for one number.
Yes, prime factorization is done for just one numbers to find out the factors, the prime factors. Prime factorization is done. Okay, but HCF is done for two numbers.
But ma'am, in this method, you're only finding the prime factors.
Prime factorization, yes. But HCF, we are finding highest common factor. Now look at it. Look at the two examples, 16 and 36. Okay, so what is common in both of them? 2 and 4. Okay, what are the three digits that are common? Okay, common factors.
2
Common
and 4.
factors are 1 is also common, 2 is also common, and 4 is also common. But what is the greatest one? 4 is the greatest one, okay, out of 1, 2, and 4. So HCF will be 4. Okay, understood the difference? Understood the difference? I'll be teaching you all HCF in detail, okay, but this example was just to give you all an understanding of difference between prime factorization and HCF.
Ma'am,
Okay.
but I have this question, ma'am. So, ma'am, then how do you calculate the factors after you've gotten this 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3?
Can you repeat?
Ma'am, you said you'll teach us a method on how to calculate the factors.
How to calculate the factors? Yes.
Yes,
So these are the factors only, Abraham. 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 into 3. So 2 and 3 are the factors of 48.
ma'am, but those may not be all factors.
Make pairs. Okay. You can make pairs. All right. And then calculate further. Okay. Then you'll get more factors. Like 4. Okay. 2 times 2 will do. We'll get 4. Okay. So after 2, 3, and then 4 also is there. Okay. Then you solve further. 2 into 2, 4 into 3, 12, which is also a factor, 12. Okay. 12 is there.
6,
3 into 2, 6. Yes, 6 is there. Okay. So when you solve this further, you will get more of the factors.
18,
18,
21, see 24.
24. Yes. 18. Yes. Okay. So this way you can calculate further factors. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now,
Ma'am, so in a question, when they say calculate the factors, is it okay if we just give the 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 into 3?
the question will tell you that solve by prime factorization. Then if you just give this part, 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 into 3. So this is correct, okay? Because this is how prime factorization is done, okay? If they tell you in the question that give all factors of 48, okay? Give all factors of 48. Then you have to mention all the factors of 48 that are there, okay?
Ma'am, can we
Yes.
try a sum?
Can you repeat?
Can we try a sum?
Can you try some? Yes. Try for 120.
Is the answer 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 5?
Yes, Abraham, correct. 48 Anna. No, HCF Anna. For 48, I was not talking about it. I was talking about the HCF. Sorry, of 16 and this thing 36. Okay, because HCF is found out between two numbers. Then all of y'all. Okay. 120. Just check your answer.
Ma'am,
Yes.
other factors of 120, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 60, 30, 15, 120.
6, 5, 60, 30, and 120.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Abraham, this is correct. Okay. 2 because it's 120 is even. 3 because 12 is divisible by 3. 4 is also there. Then 6 also. Okay. And then 6 is like with 6, 20 times it's divisible. 5 also because ending with 0. Okay, then 60 into 2. Then 30 also it's divisible. 4 times, I guess, and 120 itself. It's correct, Abraham. Okay. It's correct. All of these are the factors of 120. Okay. See, Nathaniel, what are we doing? What are we doing is, see, when the question says prime factorization, so in that case, you just have to give this portion. Okay. Solve this like this, and then write 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. Sometimes it may ask you that find out all the factors of 120, all the factors. So that time what we do, we multiply these 5 among themselves. Okay, multiply these 5 among themselves. Like 2 into 2 we can do 4. Okay, and also we can multiply 2 into 3. Okay, 6. Okay, then we can further multiply them. Okay, 5 with 5 also we can multiply. Okay, to get 30, 60. Okay, and like all of this we can like further multiply among themselves. So then we will get these numbers. Okay, which are the factors of 120. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, do you know that if you divide a number by 2 and you get an even answer, then the number is also divisible by 4?
Yes. Yes, that's a rule. That is right. We have divisibility rules in this chapter. Okay, we have divisibility rules in this chapter that we'll be doing later. Okay. Now, Anna, you understood beta that when we are to find prime factorization, we just have to do this thing and then write it down. 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. But when we have to find out all factors, that time we have to multiply these numbers. We have to multiply these numbers among themselves, like 2 into 2, okay? 2 into 2 into 2, okay? And 2 into 3, all right? Like that, you have to multiply themselves. So then you will get these, all the factors of the particular number, okay? Okay, try another question.
Ma'am,
Yes, Abraham.
ma'am, do you also know that if you that the largest, like in a factor, the largest factor will be what you divide. Like if you divide by two, that answer will be the largest factor other than the number itself.
I didn't get that, Abraham.
So suppose you divide a number by two.
Mm-hmm.
So you have factors. So ma'am, the largest one you would ever get other than the number would be the half of the number. Like
Okay.
example for 120, the largest would be the half. There would be no larger one than that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, try it for 2 and 10, all of you. Find out the prime factorization of 2 and 10.
Ma'am, is it 2 into 5 into 3 into 7?
Correct, Abraham. Anna getting 2 into 5 into 3 into 7.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you show me your working, please? Can you show me your working? Okay, done all of you? Nathaniel, done? Yes? Okay. So we start with 2. Okay. Yes. Anna, what will come below 2, 1, 10? Anna, what will come below 2, 1, 10? Okay, Nathaniel, what will come below 2, 1, 10? Say again.
105.
105. Very good. 105. Okay. Then below 105, what will come? Nathaniel?
That's 50. That's correct.
Your voice is like very low for me. What you were saying, say again, please.
I wrote minus 50.
No, when you don't get it. See, divide 105 by 5
Man, can I
or
say
3 also. 3 can also come. Okay, 105 is divisible by 3 because 5 and 6 add up to 5 plus 1 add up to 6. 6 is coming in a table of 3. Okay. Yes. Okay, yes, Abraham. 105 by 3.
ma'am 105 by 3? I
9,
Ma'am, I
3,
think it's
5,
35.
5, 7s are 35, 7.
Ma'am, ma'am, so it doesn't matter which way you do the method, right?
No,
Like how
Abraham,
you,
it doesn't. Yes, but Abraham, still what is preferred is that you go from small to big. Okay, while taking prime numbers, we usually go from small to big, like 2, then 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay,
okay, ma'am.
so first check with the small number if it's happening or not. Okay, and then we move forward to the bigger one.
Yeah. Ma'am,
Yes,
I remember Anaya, she once did it with an even number and her answer was correct before.
she once did it with an even number. It is possible to do with an even number, Abraham.
No, she did it with 4.
She did what with 4? 210. Like
Not
starting.
two. Ma'am, not 210. I can't remember the number, but she did a number with 4 and she got the correct answer.
It is possible to use even numbers too. Okay. But the thing is that the main number inside should be divisible with it. Okay. The number inside should be divisible with it. All right. That is why that is how we can do. Okay. Now, that's it for today. We will stop here. Okay. Tomorrow will be a holiday because we have a meeting here. Okay. At the church in morning. All right. So tomorrow no classes there, and we will meet now on tomorrow is Wednesday, right?
No, tomorrow's Thursday.
Thursday. We'll meet on Friday. Okay. Regular timing. Friday regular timing. Tomorrow is will be a holiday for science and math both classes. Okay. So that's it for today. Now let's begin with maths. Okay, Nathaniel. See you on Friday. Bye.
What is
Ma'am, but we just completed math.
Science. Science. Yes,
ma'am?
yes,
Ma'am?
yes, Nathaniel. Yes.
The homework.
What is the homework? Homework is, let me check. Exercise 1.7 is the homework.
Exercise 1.7.
Yes. Okay,
ma'am.
please do. Okay, Nathaniel. Bye. Okay, so I don't know why Shreyan has not joined today.
Ma'am, will we get a 5 minutes break or will we contact the science class today? Ma'am, we're starting with the science class now. Ma'am, you're on mute.
Yes, we are starting with the science class now.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, no break.
We can do 2 minutes break. Okay, we can do 2 minutes break. All right, so be back in 2 minutes. All right.
Okay, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. 2 minutes break for you too, Anna. Okay. Okay, hope you all are back. Let's begin. Anna, Abraham, hope you all are there. Hello, Anna, Abraham. Abraham, are you
Here
okay? Okay. So, so today we are to start a new chapter. We finished with the second chapter yesterday with the concept of adaptation. Okay. And today we will start with new chapter called Plants and Animal World. Okay. Now, plants and animal world, when we talk about it, is a very diverse topic. Okay, because there are variety in types of plants, kinds of plants all around the world. Same with animals. Okay, now different types of animals, different types of organisms there. Okay, okay. Yes, so there is a huge diversity in plants and animals. So now there are some similarities also, according to which they are grouped. Okay, according to which they are also grouped. Okay, so let's move on. Now we are going to talk about classification. Okay, we are going to talk about classification of plants and trees. How are they classified? Okay, so now the first classification is on the basis of their height and yes, on the basis of height of the plant and trees. Okay, now we know that some plants are very short in height, some plants are tall. Okay, some are such that they only remain on the ground. Okay, so now under this classification, we have three types: herbs, shrubs, and trees. Okay, first one is herbs. What are herbs? They are plants with green and soft stems. Okay, they are small and not have many
We have four
branches.
classifications.
Trees, and then see, yes, creeper and climber plants are also there. Okay, four classification: herbs, shrubs, trees, and creepers and climber plants. Okay, so herbs are very small. They have very soft stem. Okay, and they are usually small and not having many branches. If you've seen coriander, okay, basil, and all of them, they are known as herbs. Okay, then we have shrubs. What are shrubs? Now, in some plants, branching takes place near the stem at the base. They don't have strong stem, but it's also not too thick. Their length is also more than that of herb. Such plants are called shrubs. If you can see lemon plant is there. Okay, they are small, like more than shrub. Okay, little more than shrub. Herb. Sorry, a little more than herb, but they are also like not very big. Okay, medium sized. They are shrubs like nerium, lemon, hibiscus, chandani, etc. Are some examples. Then we have trees. Trees we know are tall, strong. Okay, their stem is very strong, and the bark is of dark brown color. The branching starts at some height of the stem on the upper part. Okay, branching is there. Then examples are trees, neem trees, mango, drumstick, banyan tree, shisham, etc. Okay, these are some examples of the trees. Then, besides these, we have creeper and climber plants. Okay, now some plants have very weak stem. Okay, and they cannot stand erect due to weak stem, like very thin stem they have, weak stem they have, so they cannot stand on their own. Okay, but they can spread. Okay, but they can spread on earth. Okay, on earth itself they cannot like stand, but they can spread on the ground only. So those plants which can spread on the ground are known as creepers. Okay, creeper plants. Some of them are there which take support of other plants to climb up. Okay, which with the support of the bark of other plants they climb up. So those plants are known as climber plants. Okay, creepers which grow only on the ground, and climbers which take support of other trees and plants to grow. Okay, to climb. All right. Examples are grapes, money plant, cucumber. Okay. And creepers and climbers are different from herbs and shrubs. Okay. Herbs and shrubs are proper plants, but creeper and climbers are such ones that cannot like stand on their own. Okay. They can only they need support of other plants. Okay. Their structure is designed like that. Okay, like grapes. They need support of other plants to climb up. Okay, known as climbers. You can see here. Okay, you can see here creepers and climbers. Okay, then activity 3.1 you can do as homework. Okay, write down the name of 2 trees, shrubs, herbs, creeper and climber plants around your house. Okay, around your house, your locality, or your nearby garden. Okay, so this activity 3.1 you can try out at home. Now, right now we saw the classification on the basis of height. Then we have another classification that is on the basis of different functions and parts of the plant. Okay, so this is on the basis of the parts of the plant. We have a very important part of a plant called root. Okay, what is a root? A root is something which goes inside the soil, okay, and helps the plant to hold ground. It helps the plant to absorb water from the ground, okay, mineral and water from the soil. All right, so those are the roots, okay. Now the roots are at the base of the in the soil, okay, at the base of the plant inside the soil. These roots are of two types, okay, two types. One is known as taproot, another one is known as adventitious roots or fibrous roots. Okay, so taproot is what? Taproot is like one of the main root is there at the center. Okay, one main root is there in taproot, and then small roots are around that main root. Whereas in the adventitious root or the fibrous root, okay, they have many roots forming a structure like fibers. Okay, forming a structure like fibers. So that is known as adventitious root. Taproot, one is the main root. There are smaller roots coming out of this main root, which are called lateral roots. Okay, so these roots coming out are known as lateral roots. Okay, whereas the center one is taproot. Okay, now mango, guava, banyan tree, hibiscus, etc. have such roots. Okay. Then about adventitious roots, these are associated with the lower part of the stem in the form of a fiber. None of the roots is the main root. Okay. It does not have a main root, but a whole structure, a fibrous structure of roots. Okay. They look alike, and examples are wheat, grass, maize, etc. What is the main function of the root? The main function of the root is to absorb water from the ground. But some plants store their food in their roots. Some roots grow in size and become swollen like carrot, radish, and sweet potato. Do you know that carrot, radish, and sweet potato are all roots of a plant? Okay, so they become swollen and they are edible for us also. Those are the roots that we eat. Okay, like carrot and radish are like this below the ground, and above is their plant. Okay, above is their plant. So what happens is that plant we do not eat, but carrot and radish, we took it out, we pull it out, and then we eat these roots. Okay, carrot, radish, and sweet potato. They are all roots. Okay. Then 3.2 also you can try out at home. Okay, visit the orchid to remove weeds and classify taproot and adventitious roots. Stem. Now, second part that comes, the second important part is known as the stem. Stem helps plants to stay erect. The main part, this one at the center that helps the plant to stand is known as its stem. Okay. Now, branches of the plants are attached to this stem. water, and minerals absorbed by the roots reach the different parts of the plant, like leaves and flowers, through stem and branches. Okay, water and minerals that are absorbed by the roots reach the different parts of plants, like leaves and flowers, through stem and branches. Okay, so what happens is the water is absorbed here from the roots. Okay, stem carries it, and then through the stem it goes to flowers and leaves. Okay, through the stem the transportation takes place to flowers and leaves. They help transportation of food prepared by leaves through their branches to the cell of the roots. Through their branches to the cell of the roots. This way, mineral can move in both the directions in the stem. Okay, minerals can move in both the directions in the stem. Water and minerals absorbed by the roots toward the leaves, and food from top to down side. Okay, top to down side. Different parts of the flower are associated with stem, like leaves, buds, flowers, bud flowers, fruit, etc. Okay, with stem branches are attached, and on the branches there are leaves, bud, flowers, and fruits and flowers also. Okay, understood about stem. Then we have leaves. Leaves are a very important part of the plant. Okay, they have different shapes and different types also. Now, the part with which leaves are attached to the branch, that is known as petiole. Okay, we have a branch, and the part with which leaves are attached, which part? This part, okay, is known as petiole. Okay. Also, the flat part of the leaf is called vein or blade. Okay, blade contains different types of veins. In some leaves, there is a vein in the middle. The middle vein is thick and there's a network of veins around it. Okay, the design formed by the veins on the leaves is called venation. Okay, it's called what? Venation. Now, this design around the mid vein in the form of a network um, is in the form of a network and is called network venation. This can be seen in the leaves of people. Okay, whereas in some leaves it is parallel venation. Okay, all the veins are of the same type, so that is parallel venation. Okay, see, in some leaves like people, there is a major vein in the middle. Okay, and then other veins are coming like this. Okay, so this is known as network venation. Okay, but in some leaves it is all parallel. Okay, the lines are all parallel. Okay, if you can see, the lines are that is known as parallel venation. Okay, means how the uh, veins in the leaf are forming the network. On that, it is classified into parallel and network. Now we have flowers. Okay, roots, stem, and leaves are the symmetric part of the plant, but flowers help in the reproduction of plants. Okay, we know that flowers play a major role in the reproduction of plants. You must have seen a variety of flowers while walking in the garden. Now you can add the details in the given table about the flowers observed. If you have observed flowers, you can put them, you can put their names, color, size, they open up at day or night, and is there any fragrance in them? Yes or no? Okay. So this is a good activity. You can try this out at home. Okay, you can try this out at home. Now, from this table, we can conclude that some of the flowers are big while others are small. Some are colored while others are white. Some are scented while some flowers are there which have no scent. Now, now the very important concept from this chapter is types of uh, parts of a flower. Okay, parts of a flower. I'll open it on the web because the diagram is in Hindi here. Okay.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes, Abraham, ask.
Ma'am, when will you be taking the test? Because
When
you
will I
want
watch test, Abraham?
chapter 1, chapter 2.
Soon. Like science, first chapter will not take test because it's just very conceptual. Okay. But we will take the test of see the first chapter, it's only like the theory about like the philosophers and scientists. Okay. So we'll not take the test of first chapter. Second chapter test I'll take. Okay. Shall I schedule it for next week, Friday?
Okay, ma'am.
9 days you'll have. Okay. Anna, good with you?
And
Next
ma'am,
week,
math,
Yes, ma'am.
math first chapter
math
test.
I'll let you know because we are still doing the first chapter. It's not even over yet. Okay. It's not even over yet. So math I'll let you know. But science Friday we have test of the second chapter. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now see, we have parts of the plant, a flower. Okay, parts of a flower. Now, flowers not only look pretty, but in fact are important in making seeds. Flowers have some basic parts. The female part is known as the pistil, okay? And the pistil is usually located in the center of the flower and it's made up of three parts. Pistil, that is the female part, is known as made up of three parts: sigma, style, and ovary. Stigma is the sticky knob at the top of the pistil attached to the knob, long tube-like structure called style. Style leads to the ovary that contains the female egg cells called ovules. Okay. See, we have two major parts. Okay, pistil and stamen. Okay, this is the male part of the plant. Okay, and pistil is the female parts of the flower. Now, under pistil, we have stigma. Okay, we have stigma. Yes, Anna, you can do. Okay, that is the top part, this part. Then we have style, that is a neck-like thing here. Then this thing is the ovary that has eggs inside. Okay, the flower of the flower. Okay, inside it is the ovules. Okay, inside the ovary. Then the male part we have anther. Okay, means that this, and then the tube attached to the bottom known as filament. Okay, These pink things are the petals of the flower. Okay. Then the coverings below green ones are the sepal, and the center part of the covering is known as receptacle. Okay. So these are the parts of a flower. Okay, let's study them in a more elaborate manner. Now, the male parts are called stamen and usually surround the pistil. The stamen is made up of two parts, anther and filament. Anther produces pollen, okay, that is a male reproductive cell. And filaments hold the anther up, okay. Filament hold the anther up. During the process of fertilization, what happens is that the pollen lands on the stigma, okay, and goes down the style and enters the ovary. So male reproductive cells travel down the tube and join with the ovule, fertilizing it. The fertilized ovule becomes the seed and the ovary becomes the fruit. Okay, ovary becomes the fruit. See, we have pollen. Okay, it's kind of a video. Pollen lands on the stigma from the anther. It lands on the stigma. Okay. Then the tube goes down. Okay. From the tube, it goes down and enters the ovary. It's entering the ovary. Okay. And then fertilizes the ovules that are inside the ovary. And ovary swells as seeds ripen. Okay. Understood the process of how fertilization takes place in a flower. Okay. Petals are also important parts of the flower because they help attract pollinators such as bees, butterflies, and bats. You can also see tiny green leaf-like parts called sepals at the base of a flower. They help to protect the developing bud. Okay, they help to protect the developing bud. So this was about how the fertilization takes place in the plant.
Could you show us a video on how it takes place? Or something like that so we can understand more better.
Okay, sure. Give me a minute.
Flowering plants undergo a unique reproductive process where there are two fertilization events. This double fertilization event occurs between the male reproductive organ, the male gametophyte, and the female reproductive organ, the female gametophyte. Before the fertilization event can occur, the ovule has to undergo some changes. At present, the ovule contains one reproductive cell, known as the megaspore or mother cell. This cell is diploid and undergoes meiosis, producing 4 haploid megaspores. In the majority of species, 3 of these megaspores degenerate, leaving only one surviving megaspore. This surviving megaspore expands and undergoes 3 rounds of mitosis to produce 8 haploid nuclei.
This is not like in the course. That was, I think, something else about double fertilization. And we don't have double fertilization. We just have fertilization. So that we will.
Fertilization is the fusion of a male gamete with a female gamete to form a zygote. In flowering plants, the male gametes are found in pollen grains, produced in the anthers, while the female gametes are found in the ovules. Pollen must first travel from an anther to the stigma in a process called pollination. There's more detail on pollination in a separate video. Look for a link in the description. When a pollen grain lands on the stigma, it forms a pollen tube down the style of the flower. The pollen grain's nucleus travels down the pollen tube as it grows towards the ovary and the ovule. The pollen tube reaches a tiny opening in the ovule, and then the tip of the pollen tube dissolves, allowing the pollen nucleus to enter the ovule. Here, the pollen nucleus fuses with the egg cell nucleus. This fusion of the two nuclei is fertilization. Fertilization creates a new cell called a zygote. The single zygote cell divides and develops to become a plant embryo, which has a plumule and a radicle. The plumule will go on to become the first shoot of the plant, while the radicle will become the first root. The remaining contents of the ovule develop into cotyledons, which act as a food store for the new plant. Seeds need their own food store for the earliest stage of growth because no food is produced by photosynthesis until leaves develop. Surrounding the seed is a seed coat, a protective layer which forms from the ovary wall. While the ovule develops into the seed, the ovary develops into the fruit. Side by side, it's easy to compare the structures at each state, with the flower's ovary becoming the fruit with seeds inside which form from ovules. The next video covers the initial growth of a seed, known as germination, and all the conditions needed for that to take place.
Hope it's clear to you now, Abraham.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Can you repeat?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So the rest of the portion we will cover now in the next class. Okay? Okay. Okay, Anna. Now we will meet now directly on Friday. Okay, tomorrow is a holiday, and we'll cover the rest of the portion on Friday. Okay. Okay. Bye, all of y'all. Have a good day.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.